Are the Bruins going to find themselves on the outside of the playoff picture looking in for the first time in a long time? Bruins are not looking overly good. Bolts lose yet again. Detroit's on the losing side of things. Montreal finds themselves losing again, as a lot of the Eastern Conference teams over the past couple of days have lost. Go to all the game recaps and how they affect the standings coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Intent Hockey Channel. Now before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all your support. We're never do without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. And don't forget to comment down in the comment section below so we can discuss today's video. So as we talked about, lots of intriguing games happened, especially concerning the Eastern Conference playoff race. So we'll touch on the game recaps first. There were 5 over on Monday, 8 over on Tuesday. So we'll get all those games here, and then we'll look at the standings. So first, the few games we saw over on Monday. First, the Philadelphia Flyers jump out to a 3-goal lead and were able to hold on to take down the New Jersey Devils, doubling them up 4-2, as the Flyers have won 4 of 6 and improved to 23-22-6, while the Devils have lost 5 of 7 and fall 28-18-6 on the year. Bad stuff there for New Jersey. For the Flyers, Lawton had a goal and an assist, Konechny and Ristolainen both had 2 assists, and Farabee, Brink, and Hathaway also scored for Flyers in the win, while Meyer and Hamilton were 2 goal scorers for the Devils in the loss. So another intriguing matchup between the Flyers and the Devils, and another one that comes on the end of the Devils losing. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings overcome a 2-goal deficit, storming back, scoring 5 unanswered goals, including this goal here from Elmer Soderblom on Uncle Sportsnet. At that point, it would have made it 3-2 Red Wings, and they would hold on. It would eventually be the game winner as they took down the LA Kings 5-2, as they have a 3-game win and 4-game point streak and improved to 24-21-5, while the Kings have lost 6 of 8 and fall at 26-15-6 on the year. Bad loss there from Los Angeles. For Detroit, Raymond had a 4-point night, goal and 3 assists. Caster had a 3-point night with 2 goals and an assist. Larkin had 2 assists, and DeBrincat and Soderblom both also scored for Wings in the win, while Byfield and Fiala were the 2 goal scorers for the Kings in the loss. So a bad loss there from LA as they falter and lose at the hands of the Detroit Red Wings. Then we saw the Vancouver Canucks open up a 3-goal lead and took down one of the teams they're chasing for a playoff spot in the St. Louis Blues 5-2, as they improved to 22-17-10, while the Blues, who have lost 3 straight, fall at 23-24-4. Bad loss there for St. Louis. For the Canucks, Garland scored twice, Suter and Myers both had a goal and an assist. Hughes had 2 assists. Miller also scored for the Canucks in the win, while Holloway and Parayko were 2 goal scorers for the Blues in the loss. So a bad loss there from St. Louis as they lose ground in the playoff race. Then we say the Edmonton Oilers scored 3 unanswered goals and stormed back to beat the Seattle Kraken 4-2, as they've won 3 straight 7-9 and improved to 32-15-3, while the Kraken have fallen to 22-26-3. A bad loss there from Seattle. For the Oilers, Ekholm had a goal and an assist, and McDavid, Perry, and Yamark also scored for Oilers in the win, while Dunn and Tolvanen were 2 goal scorers for the Kraken in the loss. So a bad loss there from Seattle, falling at the hands of the Edmonton Oilers. And the last game we saw over on Monday was between the San Jose Sharks and the Pittsburgh Penguins, as the Sharks blew a lead but were covered, and thanks to this goal here from Macklin Celebrini or Uncle Sportsnet, the Sharks were able to come away with the lead, and they held on to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-1, as they have their 6-game losing streak end and improved to 15-32-6, while the Penguins have lost 3 straight 7-9 and fall 20-24-8. A bad losing streak here for the Penguins. For the Sharks, Celebrini and Granlund were 2 goal scorers, and Askarov stopped 31-32 shots he faced in the win for San Jose, while Crosby was 1 goal scorer for the Penguins in the loss. So bad loss there from Pittsburgh as they're starting to fall in the playoff race. Those are all the games we saw over on Monday. Going over to the 8 we saw over on Tuesday. First, we saw Buffalo Sabres score 4 unanswered goals, including this goal here from Tage Thompson. It wound up being his hat-trick goal on Sportsnet, but Thompson was able to get a hat-trick in this game. It wasn't the only hat-trick in this game, and the Sabres destroyed the Boston Bruins 7-2, as Buffalo improves to 19-26-5, while the Bruins fall 25-21-6, and they are hurting right now. A bad loss there. Their plus-minus is down the drain right now for the Boston Bruins. For the Sabres, Thompson, who had a hat-trick and an assist, and Peterka, who had a hat-trick and an assist, both had 4-point nights and both had hat-tricks. Beautiful game there from both of those 2 players. Cousins had 2 assists, and Benson also scored for Sabres in the win, while Lowry and Marchand were 2 goal scorers for the Bruins in the loss. So an embarrassing loss there from Boston as Buffalo gives them a good thumping. Then we saw Chicago Blackhawks score 4 unanswered goals and stun the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1, as they've ended their 3-game losing streak, have a point in 5 of 6, and improved to 16-29-5. Very good win there for Chicago, while the Bulls have lost 4 of 5 and fall at 26-20-6 3. A bad loss there from Tampa as lose ground in the playoff race. For the Hawks, Jones had 2 assists. Bedard, Slaggert, Teravainen, and Donato were the 4 goal scorers, and Soderblom stopped 34 of 35 shots he faced in the win for the Hawks, while Point was the lone goal scorer for a Bolts in the loss. So definitely an embarrassing loss there from Tampa as they fall yet again, and a bad loss there to a low-end team. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes open the scoring and shut out the New York Rangers 4-0 as they improved to 31-16-4, dropping the Rangers to 24-22-4. So a really good game there from Carolina. Svechnikov had 3 point night, 2 goals and 8 assists. Aho and Jarvis both also scored, and Anderson stopped all 22 shots he faced in the win and shutout for the Hurricanes. So really good winner for Carolina to keep pace for top spot in the Metro, but a bad loss there from the Rangers, losing ground in the playoff race. Then we saw the Winnipeg Jets score 4 unanswered goals and took down Montreal 4-1 as they have won 4 straight 7-9 and improved to 35-14-3, while the Canadians have lost 3 straight and fall 24-21-5. Canadians have also lost some ground in the playoff race. For the Jets, Connor scored twice, Velarde had 2 assists, Keepard and Scheifele both also scored, and Hellebuyck stopped 24-25 shots he faced in the win for the Jets, while Slavkovsky was the lone goal scorer for the Canadians in the loss. So a bad loss there as the Canadians do lose some ground in that race for the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Then we saw the New York Islanders score 4 of 5 third period goals in that game and were able to take down the Colorado Avalanche 5-2 as they have won 3 straight, 8 of 10, and improved to 22-20-7. For all those other teams going down right now, the Islanders are shooting straight up. They're back in the playoff race. Well, the Avalanche have lost 5 of 7 and fall to 29-21-2. Bad loss there for Colorado. For the Islanders, Holmstrom had 3 point night, 2 goals and 8 assists. Lee had a goal and 8 assists. Spezio had 2 assists, and Horvat and Romanov both also scored for the Islanders in the win. While Nate just had 2 assists, and Drury and Lehkonen were 2 goal scorers for the Avalanche in the loss. So Drury and Nate just are fitting in fantastically for Colorado, but it's not getting them the wins, and the Islanders are back in the playoff race. Then we saw the Washington Capitals break a tie in the second and held on to beat the Calgary Flames 3-1 as they've won 7 of 8 and improved to 34-11-5, while the Flames have their 3-game win streak end and fall to 24-18-7. Bad loss there from Calgary. For the Capitals, Protas, Eller, and Dubois were the 3 goal scorers, and Thompson stopped 32 of 33 shots he faced in the win for the Capitals, with Coleman the lone goal scorer for the Flames in the loss. So a bad loss there from Calgary as Washington keeps on rolling and gets yet another win. Then we saw Dallas Stars overcome a 2-goal deficit, score 3 unanswered goals, including this goal here in overtime from Wyatt Johnston to complete his hat trick. Because Sportsnet, but Johnston was able to complete the hat trick, and the Stars will come from behind to take a 4-3 OT victory over Vegas, as they've won 3 straight, 4 of 5, and improved to 32-17-1, while the Golden Knights have a point in 4 of 5, but fall to 31-15-5, so a bad loss there for Vegas. For the Stars, Johnston had a hat trick, 3 goals, including the OT winner, and Hintz with 3 assists. Both had 3-point nights, and Bork also scored for the Stars in the win, while Eichel and Dorofeev both had goal and 8 assists. Stone had 2 assists, and Hurdle also scored to extend his point streak for the Knights in the loss. So a bad loss there from Vegas, falling at the hands of the Dallas Stars. And then the last game we saw over on Tuesday was between the Ducks and the Kraken, as the Ducks scored 3 unanswered goals and held on to beat Seattle 6-4, as they have a 3-game winning streak and improved to 21-23-6, while the Kraken have lost 3 of 4 and fall 22-27-3. I was not expecting this Kraken team at the beginning of the season. They are hurting much right now. For the Ducks, Lacombe, Vetrano, McTavish, and Fabry all had goal and 8 assists. Jerome had 2 assists, and Gauthier and Terry both also scored for Ducks in the win, while Montour had 2 assists, and Wright and Stevens versus the Kraken, Tolvanen and Schwartz were 4 goal scorers for the Kraken in the loss. So a bad loss there from Seattle. Had a chance to close out that game, but blew it, and they wound up losing to the Anaheim Ducks. So a bad loss there for Seattle as they lose ground in the playoff race. So some interesting games from the past couple of days. Just going over to see how this affects the current standings as it sits right now. So as it sits right now, 5 teams in the Eastern Conference have hit the 60-point plateau, including 1 team, Washington, who's hit 70 plus at 73. Carolina has 66. Jersey and Toronto have 62, and Florida has 61. Currently, the Ottawa Senators are 56 points and 3rd in the Atlantic, staying there because of all those other teams' losses. Then you have the Boston Bruins at 56 points, first wildcard spot. However, they have played more games in Ottawa, that's why they're in the first wildcard spot. And 55-point Tampa is in the second wildcard spot. They're followed by 55-point Columbus, who's tied with Tampa for a playoff spot, but have played 1 more game. So because of the points percentage, the Bolts will be in a playoff spot right now. Detroit and Montreal are both at 53 points, 2 have a playoff spot. Philly and New York Rangers are currently 3 points out of playoff spot with 52 points. The Islanders now only 4 points out of playoff spot, 51 points. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are currently 7 out of a playoff spot. So Penguins are slipping a little bit while everyone else is still really in the mix right now for a playoff spot in the East. While in the West, 6 teams have hit the 60-point plateau, including one team who's hit the 70-point plateau, and that's Winnipeg, who's hit 73 points. After that, you have 67-point Edmonton, 67-point Vegas, 65-point Dallas, 62-point Minnesota, and first wildcard, 60-point Colorado. You also have 58-point LA, who's currently in third in the Pacific Division, and then you still have Calgary holding down that last wildcard position at 55 points. The Canucks now narrowed the gap. They're only 1 point out with 54 points. St. Louis is still 5 points out with 50 points. Utah is still 6 points out with 49 points. Anaheim's currently 7 points out with 48 points. Seattle's 8 points out with 47 points. Definitely Seattle, Anaheim, Utah, St. Louis even to some extent are all starting to follow the playoff race, but Vancouver is still hanging around there, and they would not be surprised if they got back into the playoff spot at some point. So definitely some interesting standings updates from our past couple days. So definitely let us know your thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. Anything that jump out to you? Any of the standings placements surprise you right now, or any of the games? Are you surprised that Detroit beat LA? Are you surprised Philadelphia beat New Jersey? Are you surprised San Jose beat Pittsburgh? Are you surprised that the Blackhawks beat the Bolts, the Sabres beat the Bruins, Jets beat the Habs, Caps beat the Flames? Definitely let us know your thoughts on all that down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk over for today. We're going to like this video. If you're like, subscribe below. Thank you all your support whenever do with all of you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to comment down in the comment section below. Something else that's in this video. Also a blog, talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. And kind of see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.